Hi guys, I'm back. Um, we're going to work on the white skirt. So I cut out all the material. So I have two panels, and each panel is this. So as I said, the front panel will have this and one exact for the back. So there's two panels for that, and because they're short, if you remember me explaining that I had to add a piece onto the bottom, I didn't have any plain white to add to the bottom, so I'm going to use this, and I'd already cut it out. We'll do it this way, so it's but nobody's gonna see this part because this is where the ribbons are gonna go. So if you can imagine, here's the top of the skirt, okay, and the bottom, and there's two pieces, of course, one for the front and one for the back. The bottom is going to have this piece attached to it, so that'll give it that extra length. And then at the top, I don't really want to put these birds where the elastic is. I want to be able to see the birds on the skirt. So I'm going to also add, excuse me, a little piece to the top. Like that. And that'll be for the elastic. I mean, it'll look better once it's put together. But that's the idea. So, and I'm also going to put pockets. I have a little bit of extra material here to cut out the pockets. You always want to try to make sure the pockets are the same pattern as your skirt, just so that, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I mean, just so that when you're, you know, going into your pocket, it's just prettier, if you ask me. So that's all ready to go, and I'm going to get everything ready to start going, and I'll be right back. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the top part onto the skirt waist part. You're going to need some pins for this. And I'm going to pin it as if it was going to be a seam. So that would be pretty side to pretty side, basically. All right, so this, and it doesn't have to, for the waist part, it doesn't have to be like really good. Like, it doesn't have to be super lined up. It's great if it is, but it's going to be all scrunched anyway when you put the elastic in. So that's what's going to end up happening with this. So I've sewed on the, or I mean, I've pinned on the top, and if you see kind of what I mean here, that's what it's going to look like, and this is going to be the elastic. All right, so let's get the sewing machine over here, and we're going to use a straight stitch for this. My sewing machine, I use the width at a 3 and the length at a 2 for the regular straight stitch. I just got this machine actually, and it's a Singer, heavy duty Singer, and I love it. All right, so we started the front here, and I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see if we can move it a little bit. Move it a little bit forward. Always go back. Something's happening here. pin cushions. And just want to make sure that you keep it lined up straight. And there, have it. And just cut off the thread off of this side. Oops. Sorry. And there you have it. It's attached. So once I put the elastic in, it's just going to be like that. You won't even see it. All right, so now we'll put in the bottom part. That is this piece here. Same thing. I'm going to just put it pretty piece to pretty, or pretty side to pretty side, and make sure the angle is at the right end. Same thing, just, all right. It might take some, because this is going, we're putting this together in pieces, it's probably gonna take, like normally you wouldn't do this with a skirt. Hang on a second. Normally you wouldn't do this with a skirt. Normally you would just, you know, measure it, cut it, lay it down, put the ribbons on, and sew it together, you know, but because I'm doing this the hard way, I'm sure there might be an easier way out there somewhere, which on another YouTube channel or something with this, but I always like to do things the hard way, and plus it challenges my my sewing skills, I guess, or my learning skills. And once I do find a easier way to do this, then I will do that one. I mean, I guess really, if we didn't have to be particular about the pattern being exact in the front and in the back. I guess that probably makes a big difference. All right, so we're going to sew the bottom together, and I'll be right back and show you how that looks. Okay, I sewed on the bottom piece, and here's the top piece. And like I said, this is not going to matter because it's going to be scrunched up anyway with the elastic. And I sewed on the bottom piece, actually from far away, can't super tell. But I sewed on the bottom piece there. And it is a little scrunched. You can tell where I sewed it here. But like I said, it's not going to show because that's where the ribbons are going to go. So that is one full panel put together. And this is for a, what size did she say it was? Hang on a second. 42, a size 42 waist. So the way I do my measurements, which I learned off of another YouTuber, is I take the your waist measurement, I add 15, and I divide it by 4. So it didn't work with this one because this is a different type of material. But if I used, like say, this material here, so this one I'm not gonna, it's not gonna matter. Oh shoot, I asked for 2 meters and they only gave me 1. That's weird. I'm gonna have to go back and see them. here's 2 meters. Okay. So yeah. So with this one, it wouldn't matter. This is where I would take it and take one big step, cut it here. I would cut this part off, and then with whatever's left, I would take the material and fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. And I always cut from the folded side, so I would take that measurement that was in 4, like so 42 plus 15 divided by 4 is like 14.2 or something. I would just make it 14. So I would measure 14 from the folded part to here, and then I would cut from that at an angle all the way down. And then when you open it up, that's your A-line skirt. So that's what I meant by just a regular pattern. But this one, because I was so particular about the way I was cutting it, and I had to be very careful, because if I make a mistake on this, like, this is expensive material. This, I believe, was $33 a meter. So I don't want to be making mistakes with this material, because that would be a costly mistake. So anyway, so that's one panel. I'm going to go put the other one together, and I'm going to find out what happened with this. And then I'll be back. Okay. Now I have both of my panels sewn together. The pieces are sewn together. So, let me see. I know it looks really not good right now, but when it's done, it will not look like this. Okay, so here, my cards out of the way. Here's one side, and here's the other side. Trust me, it will look good when it's done. And yeah. So that's that. So now what I'm going to do, and this material is very delicate. It frays like this on the edges. So once I sew it together, I'm going to turn it nice side to nice side. And, well, actually I have to put the ribbons on first. But when I sew it up the side, oh, and I gotta put the pockets on too first, but I'm going to use, I don't have a serger, but I use either a zigzag stitch, or I don't know what that other stitch is called, but I use that on the inside so that it stops the fraying. So now that part is done, thank goodness. Now I'm just going to go make the pockets. I'm going to put the ribbons on, and I will come back for that. Hi guys, you know what? Actually, I'm going to go have supper, and then I'm going to come back and do the ribbons on the skirts. So I'm going to end this video for now. If there's anyone new watching this, or anyone old, older, never mind. Just click the like button for me and subscribe. I know I'm just a new user, and my channel is very new, and there's only like 3 videos on there, but I would really appreciate it if you can help me out and like my video and subscribe, and I will come back later. Okay, thank you.